what has me concerned about the demonizing of the police, obviously it's been done on the left through BLM and the racial tensions. Then now the right is being really frustrated with them because of the lockdowns and the infringement on rights and all this other fun. And so with the demonizing of the police, they're trying to push for defunding, obviously, and the slow erosion of the police force would mean that there needs to be another way to control the population, which would be a surveillance state where everybody is monitored, where you have a device that tracks your movements, tracks your engagements, and then all public places would be monitored visually and with audio. The majority of homes right now have audio devices that are constantly listening anyway. And the majority of our phones track our every movement. And these are things that are done voluntarily. But now with the virus, they talk about the contact tracing. And with the rapid inflation of the dollar, it's going to bring a collapse of our fiat currency. And now you have blockchain currency like Bitcoin, where everything is fully monitored, every transaction, all the time. Bill Gates boasts about being able to see the world through satellite imagery or whatever with 5G speed. It'll be fast enough that you can have total world surveillance with a 2-minute delay. No. So that's what's scary about elimination of the police force, is that it justifies all of these other things as well. Well, how are you going to know who's speeding? You know? I really don't want to get chipped. And it seems more and more like that's where we're heading. So, you can chew on that, I suppose. You look at the book of Revelations talks about the mark of the beast and a one world currency, a one world government divided into 10 nations. I was raised religious, but I wasn't actively religious, I suppose, for quite some time. A lot of the shit that's going on right now, you gotta at least think about it. At the very least, it could be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But as we march ever toward this globalist, one world, new world order, these are dangerous times. And I feel like the demonizing of the police force is definitely a step closer in the direction that they want. Now, a lot of people are unhappy with the cops. Nobody wants to see people getting killed for no reason. The brutalizing, the abuse of authority, the level of sociopathic individuals who would be inclined to take up a career as a police officer, and coincidentally school teachers, because it gives them power over other individuals. So there are some serious issues with the police. There's also serious issues with the teachers. And I feel like any government worker who unionizes against their employer, which is us, it's a little bit messed up, don't you think? So it definitely needs to be less difficult to fire these individuals who carry so much weight in our society. But the elimination outright, that is a slippery slope where you no longer have an individual person dealing with another individual person. Everybody's being monitored by algorithms with trigger words and certain visual cues. there's no humanity, there's no leniency. So let's just think about that for a little while at least. Meditate on it, chew on it, whatever. We don't love the police because of all the bad things that they do. But we should love the police for all of the good things that they do. You know. They also need to stop enforcing unconstitutional edicts. That's a huge thing. And we as the people need to stop accepting unconstitutional edicts. It's a very, very bad habit to get into, and it's going to cause an unraveling of our way of life. There is a reason that our country has been held in high esteem and is the most immigrated to out of any nation on the planet. People will kill to get here. People go through horrible things to get to this country that is somehow hated by the people who inhabit it. Go talk to some people who have immigrated here. Go talk to people from other nations who come from these banana republics, these actual dictatorial places where they black bag people for speaking out against the government. I've spoken with people from Belarus who used to work on the SWAT team where they would black bag people for speaking out against the leader or the political party. No. I love America. And we need to fight to keep America the nation that we love, because it is rapidly descending into something that none of us want to be a part of, even the people who are pushing to change it this way. I really don't want to be all political all the time. And I haven't even had no social media presence until I started this and a YouTube channel. So, here we are. I just feel the need to have to do something. Because it is getting close to a point of no return. At least in our timeline. See, that's the thing about conquering free people, is that in one generation, maybe 2 generations, maybe 100 years, the memory of their ancestors' freedom and their ancestors' strength is used to reinvigorate the population, and they will not remain oppressed. That is what history has taught us. Whereas nations who are oppressed or in total rule for the king or emperor, whatever, when they're conquered and overthrown, they are peacefully able to follow whoever conquered, because that was the way their ancestors were raised. America was a nation born in freedom, born for freedom, and needs to preserve freedom. Of course, there were a lot of evils committed by our nation. A lot of unspeakable things, horrible things. There were a lot of wonderful things, a lot of great things, a lot of inspirational things. But I don't think that the idea of America is going to be crushed along with our civil liberties. I believe that it will be reborn. Hopefully it's never extinguished in the first place. That's what we need to fight for. The preservation of our freedoms, civil liberties. We have more in common with each other than those that want us to fight. Thank you for watching.